On this edition of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast, from Netherlands to BC to Okotoks to California, Cody Hendriks joins us to talk about his jet-setting baseball journey. Welcome to episode 148 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. Cody Hendriks has certainly seen his share of baseball stadiums, airports, and yes, quarantines over the last year, but traveling is nothing new for the 17-year-old who is originally from Netherlands. His family moved to Coquitlam, BC when he was 10, then a few years later he came west to Dawgs Academy in Okotoks. Being from Netherlands meant he was eligible for their U18 team in the European Championship in early July. Hendriks went 0 for 2 at the dish with a walk and a run scored in the tournament, and also sported a 1.75 ERA in 4 innings of relief work on the mound as his country went on to win the gold medal in a 6-2 victory over Italy. Once back in Canada, Hendriks suited up for Okotoks Dawgs Black. During the regular season and playoffs combined, the infielder and pitcher hit .171 with 4 runs batted in and 5 stolen bases. He also had 4 relief appearances on the mound, collecting a win and a 2.45 ERA, striking out 5 batters. Now he's on the West Coast as he's attending California State University-Bakersfield as one of the many Dawgs Academy players who signed on with NCAA Division I schools over the last few years. Earlier this week, we caught up with Hendriks to talk about all of his travels, how he fell in love with the game in the first place, and much, much more. Cody, thanks so much for joining us here on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
It has been quite the journey for you over the last few months specifically. Let's start off talking about the international travel and playing with that U18 Netherlands team. How did that opportunity come about in the first place?
That was from my sister, actually. So my sister, she was on the national softball team when we still lived in the Netherlands. So she went to Worlds in, I want to say 2017. Where my dad was there and connected with the people who kind of ran the show in the Netherlands. And we stayed in touch. And then this year came around, we were still in touch. And we started talking about possibly coming to Euros and then Worlds. And with COVID being here and it not looking too promising here, it was like, hey, like, should I come down to the Netherlands? And they were like, sure. So came down, still hadn't officially made the team, had to try out, and then I made the team. So that was honestly all thanks to my sister for the opportunity. So
do you thank her on a pretty regular basis, texting her, especially given how that tournament all turned out?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So walk us through, for those who aren't aware, how you became eligible to play for the team in the first place and how they became aware that, hey, maybe you might be able to play for them.
So I was born in the Netherlands, lived there for 10 years. Both my parents are Dutch. I'm actually I'm still not Canadian. I'm still 100% Dutch. Still being Dutch. And then, that was also just through my sister. That was me just staying in touch with them, sending them videos over the years. And then, this year, honestly, as much as COVID sucked, that was kind of the big reason why I did have the opportunity. Because if we were playing here, I probably wouldn't have been as much texting them to try and see if I could play with the national team. It would have been more if they would have asked me, let's do it. But I kind of reached out to them too, I guess. So that was, I guess COVID was a blessing in disguise.
Mm-hmm. So you head down to the European Championship and end up winning gold. Walk us through that final game and what it was like being in that dugout.
That was crazy. I on that team, I was a two-way with the Dogs. On that team, I was kind of more of just a pitcher. They kind of wanted me more as a pitcher. So I had pitched the day before. I threw against Germany, so I knew basically I wasn't gonna throw in the final. So it was from the start. It was for me. It was just soaking it all in and just cheering on my guys. And it was 1-1. I remember we scored the first run the first inning. So it's 1-0 for like 4 innings. And then they get like a double just out of reach of our center fielder. It's 1-1. We're like, dang. Because it's Italy and they got their home crowd. They're loud. They're rowdy. Yeah, so 1-1. And then we finally get to the 7th. They got this, they're pitching this lefty who they'd thrown against us in like the group stage. Couldn't figure him out then. Couldn't figure him out that day either. And we just finally got going. Broke it loose. Got 5 in that 7th. So 6-1 going into the bottom of the 7th. And then we had our guy, he was just shoving and they couldn't touch him. He threw like, I want to say 13 innings in 5 days or something. And he did his thing. They kind of got close. They got the bases loaded in a 6-3. So I was in the bullpen. I was bullpen catching. I was standing there shaking, but we got it done. And that was just super cool.
How crazy is it to think that here's a bunch of guys who don't necessarily know each other, able to come together as quickly as you were to be able to go in and run the table and win a championship like that?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I mean, for the most part, those guys, they see each other pretty often. I know that the team hadn't started practicing until basically I got there. So it was only like a month and a half, 2 months. So those guys kind of knew each other just from small country, not a big thing, baseball there. But yeah, it was me and there was another guy from Curacao who just kind of got put on the team and it was like, figure it out. But it was really cool. It was a really cool experience.
Walk us through your mindset going into that whole experience from start to finish. Was it kind of one of those, let's see what happens kind of thing? Or did you have an expectation as to how you were going to try to fit in? Or did you kind of just play it by ear?
It was really, like you said, it was really, let's see what happens. I mean, I got there, I was thinking, we'll see. Maybe I can play both the field and pitch. But if they want me for whatever they want me, I'll take it. As much as like the fitting in, when it comes to the fitting in, that was like, I thought I'd be like, still like up to date with my Dutch, but man, like I speak very formal Dutch. Let's put it that way. So I'm listening to these guys talking and I can't even understand what they're saying. So that took me about a good month to finally kind of understand the slang. But once we were on the trips and everything, like it was so easy. I mean, I'm forced to room with guys and it's just, you make friends so easy, just like how you would like anywhere else. So it was really cool.
What did it mean to not only you, but also your family to be able to be a part of a championship team like that?
That was really cool. I mean, my sister, she'd been to Euros and the Worlds. She couldn't get it done. So, I mean, I had a lot of pressure on me, but no, it was really cool. I mean, to represent like your country, like it's a once in a lifetime, you know, like I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get to do it again. And it was just really cool. And to win, that was even bigger. That was really cool.
And I suppose a little bragging rights as well to bring back to your, I guess, third home away from home in Okotoks, getting to play with the team that you probably spent a little bit of time watching, the Dawgs WCBL team. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, no, that was really cool. I mean, I got there in 2019, so I got there just after they had won the championship. So I didn't really get to experience it.
Okay.
I was there for a tournament in 2018. So that was really cool. I was there for the Canada Day. That was really cool. And as soon as I heard the news from, you guys are in the WIC Bowl, I mean, I was pumped. We were all super pumped. It was, and then kind of that, there was still a little bit of doubt of, is it going to happen with COVID? And then, I mean, it kind of sucked a little bit because I was going to the Netherlands and then I found out, we're playing. So I knew I was going to miss a lot of games. But no, it was really cool. I mean, playing in front of fans, playing at the stadium, like finally like playing like real games with the guys that I've worked so hard with for like 2 years. It was really cool. Glad I got to experience it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've asked a lot of guys this question as well, and you kind of alluded to it there, is what was it like finally getting to play not only games, but games with fans in the stands again? Because I know, especially in Okotoks, but even across the league this year, you could really feel that vibe there.
Yeah, no, it was huge. I mean, like, I had never really played in front of fans before. I mean, I guess in Europe was kind of my first taste of it, but I mean, we're getting chirped. It's like, it's real stuff. Like, you feel really like it's really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. It was kind of my first taste of like real fans and real like people you don't know cheering for you, and like people like little kids asking for autographs. Like, it's really cool. It was really cool.
And obviously the season didn't end quite the way you and your teammates wanted, but were you able to take a few things, maybe learn a little bit about yourself as a player in that short time that you were able to play at Siemens Stadium?
Yeah, I learned a lot. I mean, a couple things, like, don't take things for granted. I mean, 2 years went by so quick. I'd say that was like a big thing. And I mean, when it comes to playing, like, I had a super tough summer. So I learned a lot from that. Like, I was happy in a sense that I felt it prepared me for college, like knowing that I am going to fail. Like, you're not going to be perfect and you're not going to hit 450 every year. So I mean, as much as I didn't play how I wanted to, I learned a lot from it when it comes to like the mental side and how to deal with stuff. And so I'm glad it happened.
And you kind of alluded to it again. You're segueing really well into my next questions. But you're at CSU Bakersfield now. It was just over a year ago, actually, that you committed to the school. What drew you to there? And was D1 something that you always had your eye on?
What drew me to there? When we went on our fall trip, they were just so sick. I mean, we played them at 8 at night, sun was coming down, the vibes were just good. I mean, music was blasting. I mean, they gave us a pretty good smacking too. So, I mean, that was, I knew they were good. And the Big West thing, that was huge too. I mean, the Big West is a really good conference. So that was something I was very excited about. And just like, I had like a feeling with their coaches that it was just like, they actually wanted me. Like, they were really excited about me. So that was like a really, really good feeling, I guess. That made me feel really good.
What excites you the most about taking this next step in that baseball journey?
Just, I guess, challenging myself with new people, and I don't know. I'm just excited, like, to be here, and yeah, I mean, I don't. That's a hard one.
What kinds of things are you hoping to work on while you're there?
Everything, honestly, everything. I want to get bigger. I want to get stronger. I want to get faster. I want to hit better. I want to feel better. There's a lot to work on still, obviously. But just like that in school, just excited for it. See what I can turn myself into, I guess.
I got to ask, and you've become kind of a veteran in the game of quarantines, so I'm curious, what do you do to pass the time when you have that long off time?
A lot of video games. I mean, I like to stretch every day. That's like a big thing I do. I haven't been able to do it as much now here because I'm so busy. But I like stretching every day. I mean, when I was in Okotoks, I was able to go to like a small field and then I'd hit and throw for like an hour, hour and a half. But there's only so much you can do. I mean, like, couldn't have like someone tossing for me or anything. Obviously, especially during the season when guys were out. I know that other times we were able to set up live at bats and kind of get that going. So that was huge. But yeah, honestly, just try to do what I can do. Try to be as efficient as I can be. But.
That's awesome. One of the things we like to do here on the podcast is get to know the player and their story, their journey. Take us back to the very beginning here. Do you remember that first time you stepped onto a ball field, and was it love at first sight, or was it something of an acquired taste, so to speak?
So my dad, he actually put me into baseball when I was 3, very early. I didn't like it. I went to soccer, and then it was I didn't like soccer either. So then it was like, all right, let's give baseball another shot. And then, yeah, it was from there on. I don't remember specifically how it happened, but I just know I loved it. I know my dad played fast pitch for the club back home. My sister played fast pitch for the club back home. So it was just like, it was very like in the family. And yeah, no, I learned to love it, and I love it. Like I loved it. Like I'm still every day. I'm so excited to get to the field and to do stuff. So I'm very grateful for it.
Growing up in the Netherlands, did you have a lot of exposure to the major league game, or was it something that you were watching the local guys? Who was it that you kind of looked up to, or a team that you were interested in playing for at some point down the road?
Yeah, no. So we had ESPN for a little bit, for like quite a while. It was still, we could watch ESPN, but obviously I had to stay up very late to watch early games. My family and I, we're all big Dodgers fans, so that's sweet too. I'm close to the Dodgers. But I remember as a kid, my dad always had to tell me, "Stop swinging like Albert Pujols. Like, you don't have that power." So that I guess that was someone I really looked up to.
So then at 10, you moved to BC, and then in 2019, you moved to Okotoks. How did that opportunity come about in the first place?
That was when I was in Bantam, so 15U. We had played Okotoks at our own tournament. We had invited Okotoks over to our own tournament and had a good tournament. So that's kind of where I guess I was noticed. And then back to Okotoks for the Canada Day tournament. And then Hollick and Val come up to me, and, we start talking about it. At first I was like, I don't know. I was a little bit scared about it. And then I finally made the decision of that in that fall, that winter, like, let's do it. Why not? It's sweet over there. So let's try it. And then best decision I've ever made. Can't thank those guys enough. Like, so happy with that I did it.
What did that experience, as short as it might have been, mean for you and your development? And maybe tell us a little bit about some of the key figures that helped you improve your game to the point where you were able to sign that letter of intent and eventually end up at the school that you're at now at CSU Bakersfield.
Yeah, I would say just like being brought in. I mean, it's just like you have so much access, and it's just like it's so good for, like, if you want to be a baseball player and you want to get better, like they literally tell you can come in the morning, you can come in afternoon, you can come in whenever, like, do your thing. So that was huge, because I wouldn't say that I didn't have like the opportunities to do that back home, but it's just like you have other guys that also want to do it. And I mean, like, you've probably heard already like 20 times, we were a huge family. Like, it was just, we were all big brothers, little brothers. So that was huge. All the guys helped me kind of do what I wanted to do. And then obviously all the coaches, I mean, big ones, Val, Hollick, Duda, they were huge. So much advice, so much wisdom, honestly. So, yeah, no, they were huge for me.
You've obviously had quite a few awesome experiences to this point in baseball, but looking back on this short career you've had to this point, any moments where you've gone, man, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm playing baseball and doing this for a quote-unquote living for a while here. Any of those special moments that you look back on and go, yeah, that was pretty crazy?
There's already a few, I'd say. I mean, the college trip, like, that was like, man, I'm 15 playing against dudes that are like 25. I mean, that was crazy. That was so fun. Then obviously the Netherlands, that was really cool. I mean, I'm in Europe, bunch of dudes I met a month ago. That was crazy. And then this summer, honestly, too, like I said, like, it was just it kind of felt like, you're big time. Like, you got people looking up to you, and yeah, no, it was huge.
One of the things I've learned doing this podcast is that there's always those alumni that roll through and give pieces of advice or wisdom to the next generation. I'm sure you had that as well. And so now that you have that benefit of hindsight, what kinds of advice would you give to those 13, 14, 15-year-olds who might be starting their journeys, whether it be in the Netherlands or whether it's in BC or maybe at Dawgs Academy?
I would just say, like, just work really hard. I mean, honestly, that's all it really is. Like, if you love it enough and you really actually want to do something with it, just work really hard. I still have right now, like, it's like, man, I don't want to go lift, but once you get it done, you feel so good. It's worth it, right? So it's like that. I'd say that's huge. And just like, yeah, if you love it, work hard for it, because it's not just going to come to you, but if you work for it, you can do it. So that's what I would say.
Very cool. Final question for you. It's a question we ask everybody. What does the game of baseball mean to you?
A lot. I'd say it's a huge part of my life. It's been there since I can remember. I can't imagine without it. So I'm trying to keep it going for as long as I can, because I love it. Yeah, I'd say that's what it means to me.
Fantastic stuff. Well, Cody, congratulations on all the success you've had to this point. Continued success going forward. And thank you so much for joining us here on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks again to Cody Hendriks for joining us this week, and thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. We'd like to take a moment right now to thank our platinum sponsors, the Okotoks Dawgs, for their continued generosity. They are our original sponsors, helping us cover costs like online hosting fees for the podcast, and we're first to jump on board with our new tiered supporter program. If you or your organization are interested in joining us, head to our website for all the details. Until next time, thanks for all of your support, no matter the platform of Alberta Dugout Stories.